Hi everyone, it's Dr. Decker. I just wanted to give you a little recap of yesterday's Zoom meeting. Those meetings are optional. I will show you in just a moment how to reach them or to join them. But please know I'll try to do as best as I can a friendly recap the day following that, just in case you're not able to attend. And again, those meetings are optional. It's just kind of do the roadmap for the next week. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to the screen share so you can kind of see behind the scenes, and we'll go from there. So in terms of the space of My Courses, that's probably the best thing to focus on. So what you're looking at in the My Courses interface, the very first thing is announcements, and I will post regular announcements there. I've made regular announcements over the past few days, so please check into those. It has a lot of useful information. In terms of any updated content, much of the content has been posted already. I think, in fact, all of it has been. So if you need to obtain the revised syllabus, it's going to be here under revised syllabus. Then also any of the links related to Project 2, and there were several questions about Project 2, so I'll talk about that in just a moment. So for Project 2, I've simplified that down quite a bit, so I'll talk about Project 2 here. Then the discussion posts will be in the feature called Discussions, and please keep posting questions regarding specific assignments here. Due to the sort of transition to online learning and the number of things I'm being called upon to do, it's really difficult for me to try to manage email and get back to you quickly. So this is the best place to post questions if you have a question about assignment. Even if you think it might be like a specific question to your person, for example, in Project 2, go ahead and post it there. We've had great discussion there for that. The weekly discussions are all posted already, so you can go ahead and start logging in. There's a very clear due date that is also spelled out on the syllabus, so they are staggered. They start to begin being due April 2nd, April 9th, and so forth. So there's one due a week, but there's nothing to stop you from posting your responses to all of them sooner rather than later. If for some reason you can't see the discussion post, there's a collapse forum, so it might be hidden. Then if you have interesting links to share, things that you've been looking at or things that you think are really cool, go ahead and post them here. I think that'll be a great feature, and that's optional, but it'll be kind of fun to see what people are finding out or looking at online that might be useful to the rest of us in class. So that's the sort of overall lay of the land. Now jumping into Project 2, you will see there's a revised handout, and that revised handout has information like you see here, which explains the value and everything. It's simplified way down. So what you need to do is your spreadsheet information, and that spreadsheet, you're able to download a sample of it, which is right here. So when you click here, please just download this file. If you do anything else, you are really making it too hard for yourself. When you download that file and open it, it will look like this. A through G is already given to you for your person. So go through your list, find all of the people that you are responsible for looking at, and then just copy and paste them into this sheet below or the cells below. So here's our sample from one of your classmates. Thank you, David, for submitting this early. And then you're responsible for doing all of this content. This has been much pared down from what we were doing. Side note, if you've already done a bunch of the work in that way, then I would encourage you to go ahead and submit that the way you have it, and then to focus on this pared down version. It will make your life simpler. So for single sentence, you're comprising a single sentence about your person based upon all the information in the fields to the left and what you discovered. This tag is the headline where the person appeared on the list. This tag here in J is a profession. In K, you're listing some other information, maybe where they attended school, where they were employed, if they were given any awards, etc. L and M are bibliography, where you found the best information and where you found an image. That's all that you're responsible for. The earlier iteration of this project was slightly more involved because we were going to be actually building prototypes and sharing this with RMSC in real time and getting feedback. And also because I would be in class with you to help you. So without that opportunity and those conveniences and those collaborations, we're using this form. Then if you go back to the main part of Project 2, you will also see, in case you're interested, a layout of the museum space where the exhibit will be held. You do not need to do anything with that layout. It is for your information. On the handout, you have two options, a prototype or an essay. They're explained here. And if you have any questions, please go to my courses and post them there. You can do that in the discussion feature and then post Project 2 questions right here. The second thing I wanted to point out for today is that within the My Courses, I'll post, there are links to various videos. I do short video chats every Sunday where I post what's happening in the upcoming week. So we have some from spring of 2020, I have some for my history class and for my museum studies class. So when you click on the link that's given to you, you will see a video that's related to that particular week. So you can find that information there. I'll post it to my courses too, so you have the direct link. In order to access Zoom, if you're not familiar with how to do that for these weekly check-ins, you can click on the Zoom link at the top of our toolbar in my courses, or you can click on the ready available link in the calendar. Again, these are optional, but it's fairly straightforward. Hopefully that makes sense to you in terms of interacting. If not, please post that to the discussion board. In terms of user testings, that information is going to be where it says user testing links, revised. All of the information is here. You're basically visiting museums virtually and writing short responses. The information is listed here as well as beneath it. It's the same exact information. Hopefully that's useful for you. Those user testings are all due on April 7th, so that's coming up. So if we go back to our main page in my courses, you have your Project 2 due next week. There's an optional Zoom check-in. I will delete this Project 3. All of your user testings are due on April 7th. All other handouts related to my courses are available here. And I think that's about everything. It was really great to see many of you yesterday on Zoom. So thank you to, we had Courtney and Coda and Seth and Vanessa and Sam. So it was really great to see and interact with you all. There's a chat feature on Zoom, so if you're not able to use video or audio, you can certainly log in and use the chat feature. I'll try and do recaps like this every week. Other than that, I think that's it. Looking forward to seeing some of you next week on Zoom or otherwise interacting. Take care. Bye. Wash your hands.